Chapter 1, Introduction to Cellblock D. Welcome to Cellblock D, a maximum security prison that stands as a fortress of challenges and complexities. Here, hardened walls guard the lives and stories of inmates who navigate a world far removed from freedom. As clangs of metal gates and echoes of distant footsteps fill the air, we invite you to listen closely, to peel back the layers of tough exteriors and discover the humanity within. This audio documentary unfolds through a series of poignant diary entries, each voiced by different inmates, revealing their hopes, regrets, and the resilience that binds them in this unforgiving environment. You will meet Jack, the poet seeking solace in verses; Maya, the caretaker nurturing bonds among her peers; Elliot, the strategist reflecting on power dynamics; Sophia, the advocate for justice; and Marcus, the mentor guiding others toward redemption. Join us on this journey as we explore the echoes of lives intertwined in Cellblock D. Chapter 2, Jack the Poet Ramirez, the artist behind bars. Jack the Poet Ramirez was once a celebrated street artist known for his vibrant murals that told stories of hope, struggle, and identity. Now confined within the cold concrete walls of Cellblock D, he grapples with the stark contrast between his former life and his current reality. Despite the hardships, Jack finds solace in poetry, using his diary as an outlet to articulate feelings of loss and longing. In today's entry, he reflects on his first day behind bars, the overwhelming noise of clanging gates, and the haunting silence of his cell. "Time feels warped here," he writes, "stretching like taffy, each moment expanding into eternity." As he engages in the act of creation, Jack's words serve as a bridge to a world he yearns for, one of freedom and expression. Soundscape, soft ambient music plays, mingled with echoes of a solitary cell, enhancing the feeling of isolation, punctuated by creativity. Chapter 3, Maya the Caretaker Thompson, Nurturing Connections. Maya the Caretaker Thompson's compassionate spirit shines brightly within the stark walls of Cellblock D. Accused of a crime of passion, she has transformed her confinement into a sanctuary for others, embracing the role of caregiver among her fellow inmates. In her diary, she reflects on the importance of fostering a sense of community in a place designed to fracture spirits. "Every day, I gather the women," Maya writes, "sharing laughter, tears, and stories that weaves an invisible thread of support among us. It's a lifeline in this endless sea of darkness." As she reads, her voice radiates warmth, resonating with both hope and vulnerability. The soundscape envelops listeners, subdued conversations, the gentle hum of camaraderie, and the soft patter of footsteps, illustrating the nurturing environment she cultivates within the desolate confines of prison. Through Maya's eyes, we glimpse the profound connections that emerge amidst despair. Chapter 4, Elliot the Calculator Green, The Price of Ambition. Elliot Green, once a high-powered Wall Street analyst, now resides within the cold, concrete walls of Cellblock D. His diary reveals a mind that remains sharp even amid the harsh prison routine. As he reflects on his rise and fall, Elliot writes about the intoxicating nature of ambition and the dire consequences that ensued. "Power is a currency, and I was rich," he pens, detailing the ruthless games he played in the corporate world. Within the prison's stark environment, he now observes the same dynamics of control and submission among inmates, fueling his introspection. A haunting diary entry articulates these observations. Here, every glance is a transaction, every word a calculation. It's a stark reminder of his past life, intertwined with the realities of his present. Soundscape. The distant clanking of metal and echoing footsteps create a somber backdrop, amplifying the weight of his reflections as he contemplates the cost of ambition gone awry. Now to Chapter 5, Sophia the Survivor Ali, Fighting for Justice. Sophia's voice resonates with a quiet determination as she recounts her wrongful imprisonment, an injustice that weighs heavily on her heart. She introduces listeners to her life before incarceration, a promising career cut short by a verdict resting on flawed evidence. Her diary entry reveals a tapestry of frustrations, detailing her relentless fight against the judicial system's inadequacies. Sophia writes about sleepless nights filled with anxiety, yet paired with an unyielding hope for exoneration. She describes moments when despair nearly overwhelmed her, but the friendships forged with fellow inmates ignited a spark of collective strength. Through their shared stories, they have become allies in a struggle for justice, standing together against a system that often feels insurmountable. Soundscape. Ambient sounds of a courtroom intermingled with prison noise create a visceral experience, accentuating Sophia's resilience as she proclaims, "We are more than our mistakes, we are voices for change." Chapter 6. Marcus the Whisperer Lewis, Tales of Transformation. Marcus the Whisperer Lewis, once a feared gang leader, now mentors fellow inmates, sharing life lessons carved from a past filled with violence and hardship. In his diary, he reflects on how storytelling has become a transformative tool, allowing him to connect deeply with others and guide them toward redemption. "I once thought the streets were my only family, but here, in Cellblock D, I've found brothers and sisters willing to listen, to share not just their scars, but their hopes," he writes. Marcus recalls a moment when he shared his own story during an inmate circle, watching the hardened faces soften as vulnerability broke down walls. His words resonate with promise, revealing that even the deepest wounds can heal through understanding and compassion. The chapter is accompanied by ambient urban noises fading into a quiet, reflective melody, embodying the journey from chaos to calm. Chapter 7. Jack's Reflections on Freedom. As Jack the Poet Ramirez sits in the dim light of his cell, he grapples with the duality of his existence, confined by walls yet liberated in his thoughts. In his diary, he writes, "Freedom is not just a place, it's a feeling, an escape within my mind. I can return to the streets of my youth, where color and chaos danced freely, even if my body remains shackled." Jack's words pulsate with longing, igniting visions of sunlit murals and laughter echoing through alleyways. He reflects on how poetry transforms his pain into art, each verse a step toward liberation. A low hum of wind whispers through the cracks of his cell, a gentle reminder of the world outside. In his poem he concludes, "In every heartbeat I reclaim pieces of my soul. Behind these walls, I am still alive." Soundscape, wind blowing softly, symbolizing freedom, intertwines gently with Jack's recitation. Chapter 8. Maya's Community Initiatives. Maya Thompson, known as the Caretaker, reflects on her mission to transform Cellblock D into a sanctuary of support. Her diary entry unfolds a recent initiative where she organized a weekly gathering for inmates to share their stories, fostering a sense of connection and healing among them. "Every Tuesday at 7, we sit in the yard, rain or shine," she writes. "It feels good to hear laughter, to see smiles. Even here, we're more than just our mistakes." She recounts a powerful moment when a hardened inmate broke down, revealing vulnerability for the first time, and how the group rallied to uplift him. Maya's words carry warmth and empathy, as she emphasizes the crucial need for community in an environment designed to isolate. The soundscape beacons with soft conversations and echoes of laughter, encapsulating the spirit of hope that thrives in the heart of Cellblock D. Chapter 9. Elliot's Plan for Reinvention. Elliot, the calculator green, sits on the edge of his bunk, surrounded by the anonymity of concrete walls, meticulously charting a new course for himself. In his latest diary entry, he contemplates the painful clarity that prison has afforded him, a stark contrast to his once thriving life on Wall Street. "Time here is like a teacher," he writes, "relentless yet enlightening. I've learned that it's not just about wealth or ambition, but how one uses their skills to uplift rather than manipulate." As he outlines his goals for reinvention, Elliot reflects on the importance of self-education. He plans to read voraciously, acquire new skills, and perhaps even pen a book about his experiences to inspire others. The ticking of the clock echoes in the background, a reminder of the passage of time and the urgency of his quest for redemption, a calculated move toward a brighter future. Chapter 10. Sophia's Call to Action. Sophia, the survivor, Ali's diary entry pulsates with urgency and determination as she rallies her fellow inmates for change. "Every day spent behind these walls is a day lost to injustice," she writes, her words fueled by a fierce indignation against the flawed legal system that wrongfully imprisoned her. Her entry reflects on organizing a support group to empower others who, like her, feel voiceless. The shared stories of heartache and hope echo through the pages, a collective uprising against despair. As she closes her entry, Sophia declares, "We must be the change we wish to see. We are not just numbers, we are voices that deserve to be heard." The soundscape crescendos with the stirring hum of whispered solidarity, rising voices, and fading echoes of footsteps, inviting listeners into a moment where despair transforms into action, united by the belief that justice is worth fighting for. Chapter 11. Marcus's Lessons from the Streets. Marcus, the Whisperer Lewis, reflects on his tumultuous past as a gang leader, where respect was earned through fear rather than trust. In his diary, he recounts a pivotal moment when he chose to end a conflict that could have spiraled into violence. In the streets, he writes, you're taught to be tough, to never show weakness. But real strength, that's about walking away when all you want to do is fight. Through storytelling sessions with younger inmates, Marcus imparts vital lessons on the power of choices and the importance of empathy. He believes that every tale shared can ignite a spark of hope, encouraging transformation. As he closes his entry, he states, "Redemption is not a destination, but a journey. Each step counts, even if it's a small one." The ambiance shifts to an urban atmosphere, where distant street noises fade into a quiet, reflective tone, emphasizing the lessons learned and shared. Chapter 12. Jack's Battle with Isolation. In his latest diary entry, Jack the Poet Ramirez confronts the profound weight of isolation that has seeped into his mind since entering Cellblock D. As he stares at the stark walls of his cell, he reflects on the ache of solitude, where silence becomes deafening and shadows stretch longer than hope. Jack's words flow like a river of emotion, revealing his deep-seated fears of being forgotten and the struggle to maintain his identity amidst dehumanization. "I can't paint the world anymore. I can only color my thoughts," he writes. Despite the suffocating loneliness, Jack clings to the power of words, transforming pain into poetry. With each verse, he crafts a connection to the outside world, illuminating fleeting memories of laughter and freedom. The soundscape shifts, echoing fragments of loneliness with haunting piano melodies, underscoring his vulnerability and the relentless pulse of hope that drives him forward. Chapter 13. Maya's Personal Sacrifices. In the harsh environment of Cellblock D, Maya, the caretaker Thompson, carries an emotional burden that often feels heavier than her prison sentence. Her diary entry reveals the depths of her commitment to nurturing the community around her, even at the expense of her own well-being. She reflects on the sleepless nights spent comforting fellow inmates, some of whom are haunted by their pasts, while grappling with her own memories of love and loss. Maya writes, "Every moment I spend uplifting others feels like a piece of me is chipped away, yet in that sacrifice I find purpose. It's a fragile balance, giving and receiving support in a place that tries to strip away your humanity." The soundscape swells with subtle melancholic music, resonating with Maya's empathy, as the echoes of hushed conversations and heartfelt exchanges create an intimate atmosphere, amplifying the emotional weight of her dedication to others.